Good morning, everybody. So for my declaration, I had to reflect a lot. This past year was very eventful for me. It was eventful 2023. So it started out, I was at APC's house, and I had to move out back to my parents' house. And I found myself in a place where I was stripped of all responsibilities, and basically all I had was worship. Like, there was a time where I was cleaning, I had school, and things of that nature. Just God's business to take care of. And this past year, everything was kind of removed from me. So I had to reflect in that time, and I realized that during that time, I was holding on to my old way of thinking, and I had an extremely fixed mindset when it came to growth, especially growth for myself. So, yeah, during that time, I was very negligent and aloof with a lot of God's business and my personal responsibilities, and I found that my natural unction was just to be easygoing and just to kind of go with the flow of life. I didn't want to do anything too crazy. I had the inner belief that what you had was what you had, like any talents or abilities, you had it, and that there wasn't really much growth to be had there. It's just, if you're good, you're good. If you're not, you're not. And for whatever reason, I just went through life with that belief. And so, of course, you'll start good, you'll start okay, and then you'll reach a certain point. But if you're not growing, you're gonna stagnate. And I've been stagnating for this whole past year. And with that belief, I came at my life with that belief, and I also approached my relationship with God with that belief, just naturally, because it was my ways, right? And I came at God with a fixed mindset and a fear of failure. Yeah, so for some reason with this mindset, I had the feeling that even though I've seen other people change and I see that God works, because of my fixed mindset and because I failed in the past, I would look at that and be like, okay, I guess it's just not for me, right? I had a fixed mindset for myself personally, and not everyone else, but just for myself, to be like, you know what? I guess I'm just never gonna change, and what I have is just what I'll have. And of course, that's just not true. God wants us all to grow in maturity. Pastor's been talking for this whole past month. Really, it's just about maturing and growing. And I had a deceived mindset with what he was talking about. Maturity isn't just going off on your own and doing your own thing and just like being right, you know. Maturity doesn't just come. You're not born with maturity. Maturity has to be learned. So what I've learned in this whole past year is that, of course, I have to put down my old ways, especially my fixed mindset, and I have to learn how to do God's business. You know, I have to learn how to set new habits. I have to learn how to not rely on my strength, but instead rely on the authority of God and the direction that He's leading, and flow with Him. And I feel like that is true maturity. And I have to learn how to love God the way He wants to be loved.